102.7 FM. Imunyogan Ubwenia.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
iPower 102.7 FM, the pride of the people.
Yes, a beautiful Wednesday morning to you listeners out there. The program you're on to is In the Papers, coming to you from iPower 102.7 FM. It is a program where we preview and review headlines making rounds in the newspapers for today. I am Inioluwa Adekoya, and with me this morning I've got the Punch newspaper, the Daily Post newspaper, the Hope newspaper, and the Cable newspaper. The program is divided into two sessions. The first session is where we read out news making rounds in the papers for your listening pleasure, and the second session is where we have our in-house political analyst throw one or two cents on the topic making conversations today. Right about now, I will take a short break. When I get back, I'll give you headlines making rounds in the papers this morning. We'll be right back. Yes, glad to have you back. Like I said earlier, the program is In the Papers, coming from iPower 102.7 FM. Beginning on the top of the list of our news this morning from the Hope newspaper, talking Ondo, woman, 2 children stabbed and hospitalized. Yes, still taking headlines from the Hope newspaper and still in Ondo State. Promotion not automatic after interview, Ondo HOS tells civil servants. Yes, still on the Hope newspaper, UWADA reads Riot Act to aspirants, embrace peaceful primaries or face sanctions. And we've got this very sad one coming from the entertainment space. Nollywood star Alex Ekubo dies at 40. And now quickly to the Cable newspaper. UTME waiver for NCE. ND candidates will increase admissions by 1.5 million, says Alausa. still on the cable newspaper, talking EFCC. Our operatives were stoned while making lawful inquiries at the University of Uyo Teaching Hospital. Yes, and now I take a flight to the Punch newspaper. Ex-Minister Guazo withdraws Kano North senatorial bid, backs Barrow. Yes, still on the Punch newspaper, talking 2027, no alliance with APC, Wiki-backed PDP insists. Yes, still on the Punch newspaper, court adjourns Nanji's 14.5 billion naira suit to June 3rd. Yes, still on the Punch newspaper, federal government orders varsities to suspend drug offenders. And now to the Daily Post newspaper. Court rejects Bauchi AG's request to travel abroad amid 1.6 billion naira trial. Yeah, still on the Daily Post newspaper, Nigeria borrowing money it's already earned. Agbakakoba raises alarm over Federation account crisis. Yeah, still taking headlines from the Daily Post newspaper. Senator Adamu's death shows Nigeria's under siege, reviews Tinubu's failure, says Atiku. Yes, still on the Daily Post newspaper, talking insecurity. Plateau declares state of war against terrorists. Yes, and finally, talking headlines from the Daily Post newspaper. Out of school children below 8 million, Nigerian government rejects UNICEF 15 million figure. Yes, and with that final headline, we will take another short break. When I get back, I'll give you news making rounds in the papers this morning. Yes, glad to have you back. The program is in the papers, coming to you from the stables of Power 102.7 FM. Beginning on the top of the list of our news this morning, starting from the home front, woman, 2 children stabbed and hospitalized. And now to the details. A 37-year-old woman, Adirunke Adinodi, and her 2 children, Mariam Sani and Kafsarat Sani, have been hospitalized after they were allegedly stabbed by a neighbor and 2 others in Kajola community, Odigbo local government area of Ondo State. The incident reportedly occurred recently and has generated concerns among residents of the community. Recent reports gathered that the suspect linked to the incident identified as Rashid Kafilat, Rashid Ajoke, Rashid Arike allegedly stabbed the victims in the neck and face during the attack. Speaking on the incident, the husband of the injured woman, Mr. Adewale Adenodi, said he was on his way to the farm when he received a distressing phone call urging him to return home immediately. According to him, the unidentified callers warned that if he failed to return quickly, he might not meet his wife and children alive before abruptly ending the call. Adenodi further explained that the repeated attempts to reconnect with the caller proved unsuccessful, heightening his fear and forcing him to abandon his activities and rush home. Adenodi further alleged that when he confronted the husband of one of the women linked to the attack, he was shocked by his response. Meanwhile, the mother of the accused person reportedly defended her family, describing the incident as a fight between two parties rather than a criminal attack. If that news aligns with your interest, it is on the Oak newspaper with the headline, Ondo woman, 2 children stabbed and hospitalized. Still on the Oak newspaper, promotion not automatic after interview. Ondo HOS tells civil servant. And now to the details. The Ondo State Head of Service, HOS, Mr. Bayo Philip, has one civil servant seeking promotion to approach the ongoing promotion interview exercise with seriousness and professionalism and adequate preparation, stressing that the process is not mere formality. Speaking during the 2026 Senior Management Committee promotion interview exercise, the HOS said the exercise was designed to assess the competence, dedication, and readiness of officers for higher responsibilities in the state civil service. Philip further urged candidates to present themselves as disciplined, diligent, and responsible officers capable of meeting the expectations of the service. According to him, all credentials and relevant documents submitted by candidates would be thoroughly scrutinized by the interview panel. Hence, the need for officers to ensure that their certificates and other records were properly arranged and complete. The HOS further advised the officers to maintain proper dressing sense and comportment throughout the exercise to avoid unnecessary embarrassment. He noted that unlike in the past when promotion exercises were largely examination-based, the current process places emphasis on merits, experience, and overall assessment of officers. If that news aligns with your interest, it is on the Oak newspaper with the headline, Promotion Not Automatic After Interview, Ondo HOS tells civil servants. Yes, still on the Oak newspaper, UWADA reads Riot Act to aspirants, embrace peaceful primaries or face sanctions. And now to the details. All Progressive Congress APC National Chairman Professor Netanwe Uwada has appealed to all aspirants seeking elective positions in the party's platform to embrace peaceful primaries or face sanctions. He gave the charge while addressing aspirants who recently underwent screening exercise for various elective offices conducted by various committees constituted by the party for the 2027 election. In a statement by the Special Advisor, Media and Information Strategy to the APC National Chairman Abimbola Tolu, Uwada further advised the aspirants to conduct themselves with utmost discipline showing maturity and statesmanship ahead of the forthcoming party primaries across the country, stressing that the party remained committed to transparent, peaceful, credible, and democratic primaries that will further strengthen internal democracy and consolidate the confidence Nigerians as continue to repose in the ruling party. Yewada warned that the leadership of the party would not tolerate any act capable of disrupting the smooth conduct of the primaries. He further noted that any aspirant or supporter found instigating violence, sponsoring unrest, engaging in anti-party activities, or attempting to undermine the integrity of the primaries would face severe disciplinary measures, including immediate suspension from the party. If that news aligns with your interest, it is on the Old newspaper with the headline, Yewada reads riot act to aspirants, embrace peace, primaries, or face sanctions. Yes, and now quickly to the entertainment scene. Nollywood star Alex Ekubo dies at 40. And now to the details. His death was confirmed. Popular Nollywood actor Alex Ekubo is dead. He was 40. His death was confirmed by his colleagues Funke Akindele, Bolanle Inioluwa, and Godwin Ndadekwe, who claimed to be his ally. Sharing on her Instagram story, Akindele wrote, "Rest in peace, Alex. I tried to reach out to you to see you one more time, but I guess you know best. May your kind soul rest in peace. Alex, or Remy, like you are fondly called. I will always remember and cherish the good times we shared together. Rest in peace, Alex." Meanwhile, Inioluwa, who is now in the United States, also mourned on his page, writing, "Rest on, Alex. May God heal your family and us all." And Ndadekwe, on the other hand, shared, "I am struggling to find the words. This news has truly broken me. Nollywood has lost a rare soul. I am lost for words because this was not the plan. Alex Ekubo, to think you already prepared your will. It is that broken. I can't describe. Rest well, my friend." As of the time of filing this report, his family has not issued an official statement on his death. Yes, if that news about Alex Ekubo aligns with your interest, it is on the Old newspaper with the headline, Nollywood star Alex Ekubo dies at 40. Yes, moving away from the Old newspaper and now to the cable newspaper, talking EFCC. Our operatives were stoned while making lawful enquiries. Yes, still on the cable newspaper, talking EFCC. Our operatives were stoned while making lawful enquiries at the University of Uyo Teaching Hospital. And now to the details. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, says its operatives were stoned at the University of Uyo Teaching Hospital, UUTH, in Akwa Ibom, while making lawful inquiries on a medical report. Recently, there was a panic at the UUTH after EFCC operatives stormed the facility with 2 salon cars and a tinted bus with some officers wearing a mask and others dressed in EFCC branded jackets. Eyo Ekpe, a professor of cardiothoracic Cardiothoracic Surgery and Deputy Chairman of the Hospital Medical Advisory Committee, was reportedly arrested during the operation. Videos circulating online showed workers, patients and visitors running for safety within the hospital premises after tear gas canisters were shot. In a statement, Dele Oyewale, the EFCC head of media and publicity, said the operatives went to the hospital to authenticate a medical report presented by a suspect who has been remanded over allegations of the fraud in multiple microfinance banks, including the University of Uyo Microfinance Bank. Oyewale said the EFCC wrote 2 different letters to the hospital management over the medical report but received no response. He added that the investigating officers and in the case had visited the hospital for further inquiry over the matter. The statement further reads, and I quote, as a last resort, operatives of the commission visited the chief medical director of the hospital to make further inquiries, only to be locked in with false alarm and subjected to unprovoked attack by misjudged staff of the facility who pelted them with stones and other dangerous objects. While within the hospital, the CMD reportedly directed that gates of the facilities should be shut, making it impossible for any law inquiry to be made. Police authorities in Akwa Ibom State advised the CMD to open the hospital gate to enable operatives exit the premises peacefully, but the entreaties were turned down. In spite of hostility and provocation, there was no breakdown of law and order as the operatives exercised restraint and professionally made their ways out of the hospital premises without disrupting its activities. If that news aligns with your interest, it is on the cable newspaper with the headline, EFCC, our operatives were stoned while making lawful inquiries at University of Uyo Teaching Hospital. Yeah, still taking news from the cable newspaper. NDC pegs presidential farm at 40 million naira, releases timetable for primary elections. And now to the details. The Nigerian Democratic Congress (NDC) has announced the commencement of the sale of expression of interest and nomination form for aspirants seeking elective positions ahead of the 2027 general elections. In a statement issued recently and signed by Moses Zugwoge, National Chairman, and Ikene Enekezwe, National Secretary, the party announced that the sale of expression of interest forms would commence on the 13th of May and conclude on the 18th of May 2026. The party said the screening and interview of aspirants would take place from the 19th of May to the 21st of May 2026. According to the timetable released by the party, the screening exercise would determine eligibility for the purchase of nomination forms. The party advised aspirants to attend the screening exercise with their relevant credentials and supporting document. The NDC said the sale of nomination forms would commence immediately after the screening exercise for the 21st of May to the 23rd of May, while completed forms must be submitted on or before the 25th of May 2026. The party further said appeals arising from the screening process would be entertained between the 25th of May and the 26th of May, while primary elections for various elective offices are scheduled for the 27th and the 28th of May. If that news aligns with your interest, it is on the cable newspaper with the headline, NDC pegs presidential farm at 40 million naira, releases timetable for primary elections. Yes, still taking news from the cable newspaper. UTME waiver for NCE and the candidates will increase admission by 1.5 million, says Alausa. And now to the details. Tunji Alausa, Minister of Education, says the Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination exemption granted to candidates seeking admission into colleges of education and national diploma and the agricultural programs will increase by the number of Nigerians admitted into tertiary institutions by 1.5 million. Alausa announced at the 2026 admission policy meeting that the federal government has exempted candidates seeking admission into colleges of education from writing the UTME. The minister further noted that candidates with 4 credit passes and relevant subjects would not be allowed to apply to colleges of education without sitting for the examination. He further explained that such candidates will, however, be required to register with the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board (JAMB), while their credentials will be screened, verified, and certified for admission letters through the Central Admission Process System (CAPS) in line with existing regulations. Speaking with newsmen, the minister defended the policy shift, noting that it aimed at expanding access to tertiary education and reducing restrictive admission conditions. If that news aligns with your interest, it is on the cable newspaper with the headline UTME waiver for NCE and the candidates will increase admissions by 1.5 million, says Alausa. Still taking news from the cable newspaper. NNPC remits $29 million crude proceeds, 2 billion naira gas revenue to FAAC and UPRC collection decline. And now to the details. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited says it remitted $29.28 million from crude oil and gas export receipts and 2.7 billion naira gas revenue to the Federation account for the April 2026 meeting of the Federation Account Allocation Committee (FAC). The figures were announced in the company report titled March 2026 crude oil and gas proceeds for April 2026 FAC meeting. According to the document, total crude oil and gas exports receipt stood at $29.28 million, and while gas revenue was put at 2.7 billion naira. NNPC said that the entire amount was remitted to the Federation account compliance with Executive Order on the 9th of February 2024. The report showed the crude oil export earning contributed $3.52 million, while gas receipts accounted for $25.7 million and 2.6 billion naira. According to the national company, miscellaneous crude receipts stood at $25 million, while miscellaneous gas revenue was valued at $24.87 million. NNPC also disclosed that the Federation account received 40% PSC profit allocation valued at $11.71 million and 826.7 million naira, while the Federation sub-account received 60% valued at 17 $1.56 million and 1.24 billion naira. If that news aligns with your interest, it is on the cable newspaper with the headline: NNPC remits $29 million crude proceeds, 2 billion naira gas revenue to FAC as NUPRC collection declines. Yes, the program you're still on to is in the papers on iPower 102.7 FM. The time has come for you callers and listeners to call in to contribute to any of the news read out to you. And the number to call is 0816-552-4699. 0816-552-4699. Right now, we will take a short break. When I get back, I'll give you more news making rounds in the papers this morning. Stay tuned to iPower 102.7 FM, and the program is in the papers. We will be right back. Yes, glad to have you back. Like I said earlier, the program you're onto is in the papers, coming to you from iPower 102.7 FM. The number to call for comments and contributions to any of the news that piques your interest is 0816-552-4699. 0816-552-4699. And now I take a quick flight to the Daily Post newspaper. Court rejects Bauchi AG's request to travel abroad amid 1.6 billion naira trial. And now to the details. Justice O.A. Oguwatu of the Federal High Court, sitting in Abuja, has refused an application filed by the Accountant General of Bauchi State, Sirajo Muhammad Jaja, seeking permission to travel to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for religious pilgrimage and medical checkup while his ongoing trial continues. Jaja is currently being prosecuted by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, alongside Aliyu Abubakar, an alleged unlicensed bureau de change operator, on an amended 5-count charge bordering on money laundering and alleged conversion of funds belonging to the Bauchi state government. The alleged sum involved in the case is 1.6 billion naira, which the prosecution says represents proceeds of the unlawful financial transaction. As recent proceedings after the cross-examination of the first prosecution witness, Abimbola Williams, a compliance officer with the United Bank of Africa UBA Defense Counsel, Chris Uche ASEAN, informed the court that his client had filed an application seeking temporary release of his international passport to enable him travel for 2 weeks. According to the defense, the request was for Jaja to undertake the Jessa Hajj in Saudi Arabia as well as attend to medical needs, adding that the prosecution had already responded to the motion. If that news aligns with your interest, it is on the Daily Post newspaper with the headline: Court rejects Bauchi AG's request to travel abroad amid 1.6 billion naira trial. Yes, still on the Daily Post newspaper, Nigeria borrowing money it's already earned, says Agbako, as he raises alarm over Federation account crisis. And now to the details. A former president of the Nigerian Bar Association, Olisa Agbakoba, has raised concerns over what he described as a deepening financial crisis in the Nigerian Federation account. Agbakoba stated that massive revenue deductions and under-remittances are weakening the national economy. In a post shared recently, the senior lawyer said many Nigerians were unaware of the importance of Federation account established under Section 162 of the 1999 Constitution to collect and distribute revenues among federal, state, and local government. According to him, the account, which he described as a financial heartbeat of the country, is facing severe challenges due to alleged revenue leakages and mounting debt obligations. Agbakoba wrote, and I quote, most Nigerians are unaware that the country has a vital financial institution known as the Federation account, created under Section 162 of the 1999 Constitution. This account is designed to collect and store every kobo of revenue generated by the federal government. From there, these funds are shared among federal, state, and local government. If that news aligns with your interest, it is on the Daily Post newspaper with the headline, Nigeria borrowing money it already earned. Agbakoba raises alarm over Federation account crisis. Yeah, still on the Daily Post newspaper, Senator Adamu death shows Nigeria under siege, reviews Tinubu's failure, says Atiku. And now to the details. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has criticized President Bola Tinubu over the country's worsening insecurity following the death of former House of Representatives member Abba Adamu in kidnappers' custody. Adamu represented Guri Kasama and Barniwa Federal Constituency from 2007 to 2011, was kidnapped on the 3rd of May along the Kaduna-Abuja highway while traveling from Kano to Abuja for political meetings. Reports claimed that he died 9 days later while being held by his abductors despite efforts by his family to secure his freedom. Reacting through a statement released in Abuja by his aide, Frank Shaibu, Atiku said the incident showed how insecurity had continued to worsen across Nigeria under the current administration. He said Adamu's death is yet to another grim reminder of the worsening collapse of security under Tinubu's administration. Atiku further added, let us be brutally honest, Nigeria is under siege and this administration appears either overwhelmed, indifferent or dangerously incompetent in the face of this national emergency. He questioned how a former lawmaker could be kidnapped on the major highway and still die in captivity, asking what chance ordinary Nigerians have when trapped in such a situation. If that news aligns with your interest, it is on the Daily Post newspaper with the headline, Senator Adamu death shows Nigeria under siege, reviews Tinubu's failure, says Atiku. are still taking headlines from the Daily Post newspaper, talking insecurity. Plateau declares state of war against terrorists, and now to the details. Plateau State government has declared what it described as the state of war against terrorists and enemies of the state, following a series of coordinated attacks recorded across parts of the state over the past 4 months. The declaration was made after an emergency meeting of the State Security Council convened by Governor Caleb Mutfwang at the Rayfield Government House in Jos. Addressing journalists after the session, the Secretary to the State Government, Samuel Jatao, said the council extensively reviewed the worsening security situation and adopted several measures aimed at protecting lives and property. He further stated, and I quote, rising from the meeting, the Plateau State Security Council held an emergency session where the current security situation in the state was critically deliberated. The meeting had in attendance security chiefs, chairman of the 17 local government areas, as well as chairman of the Plateau State Joint Traditional Council, His Majesty the Gwangwam Just, the Jacob Gian Buba. According to Jatao, members of the council observed that Plateau had remained under sustained attacks in recent months, with indications suggesting the assaults were coordinated. As part of efforts to restore security, the council resolved to strengthen enforcement of existing restrictions on motorcycle operations, night grazing, illegal mining activities, which authorities believe have contributed to insecurity in the state. If that news aligns with your interest, it is on the Daily Post newspaper with the headline, Insecurity, Plateau declares state of war against terrorists. Yes, still on the Daily Post newspaper, out-of-school children below 8 million. Nigerian government rejects UNICEF 15 million figure. And now to the details. The Minister of Education, Tunji Alausa, says Nigerian number of out-of-school children is lower than 15 to 18 million, estimate often cited by the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, insisting that outgoing data mapping shows a significantly reduced figure. Alausa spoke recently during an interview with newsmen where he explained that the federal government is conducting a nationwide mapping exercise to identify the actual number of out-of-school children. He said the ministry has already reintegrated over 1 million children in schools within the last 30 months through ongoing interventions. According to him, the government mapping exercise involves physically tracking and identifying children at the community level to determine accurate enrollment figures across the state. The minister cited Kaduna State as example, saying that the earlier estimates placed the number of out-of-school children at about 1.8 million, and the ongoing verification process indicates the figure is closer to 700,000. He added that the similar exercise in other states, including Akwa Ibom, suggests significantly lower numbers than previously reported. Alausa maintained that although the revised national figure is below 8 million, the situation remains a serious concern and require continued intervention. If that news aligns with your interest, it is on the Daily Post newspaper with the headline, out-of-school children below 8 million, Nigerian government rejects UNICEF 15 million figure. Yes, the program is still in the papers, coming to you from my Power 102.7 FM. Like I said earlier, we would have our in-house political analyst throw 1 or 2 cents on the topic, making conversations today. But before we go into that, we will take a short break. When I get back, we'll go straight into the next order of the day. Yes, glad to have you back. The program is in the papers, coming to you from my Power 102.7 FM. And we have our in-house political analyst on the program this morning. A beautiful morning to you, Akin Adebayo.
Good morning, Inioluwa.
Yes, I'm glad to have you on the program again.
It's a pleasure.
And you're looking ravishing as always this morning.
Yeah, you are looking tickety.
Ew, thank you very much. Yes, moving on to the deal of the day. From the Daily Post newspaper, we have this coming from Atiku, and he says Senator Adamu's death shows Nigeria is under siege, and it reviews Tinubu's failure. Now, to some certain extent, this senator that is been spoken about by Atiku, he was kidnapped on the 3rd of May by kidnappers. And yes, despite efforts by his family to secure his freedom, he eventually died. And Atiku now has come out to say this actually, how can a whole senator be kidnapped? That the fact that a senator is kidnapped means we Nigerians, we don't even have hope to some certain extent. If you're in a kidnappers then and you can't deliver, they just end you on sight. So I feel. So what do you think about what Atiku said and what is going on presently?
Well, thank you very, very much. Sorry. Now, there's some statement that when it emanates, we should try to put into perspective the angle or the personality that the such statement actually emanates from. We should try to look at the interest of that person in such statement.
Yeah.
Now, as we all know, Atiku has been a serial presidential contestant in Nigeria.
Yes.
And if I'm not mistaken, this is somebody that actually lost an election again to the incumbent and president. And of course, as at some few weeks ago or days ago, as the case may be, it was the party it belonged to, which happened to be the ADC, or the leading opposition party. All of a sudden, for Jack Robinson, that party ceased being the leading opposition party, now jumped to NDC. Now, if Atiku begin to say stuff like that, that is why I keep on saying that anybody that makes any statement, we should look at the angle at which that person is actually speaking from. Because one thing is sacrosanct, and what is it? Is the fact that anybody says anything, we should look at the interest of that person. Now, the issue of kidnapping and killing and what have you, did it just started? if I'm not mistaken, the people that are actually involved in this menace are directly from his tribe. His tribe has one time been the president of this country, and that was when the issue of kidnapping became more escalating. Before Tinubu now succeeded, I'm talking about Buhari, which happened to have come from the Fulani extraction. Now Tinubu now succeeded in a Yoruba man. Now Atiku, all because of he want to come back, all because he want to contest for presidency and probably win. And you must equally know, Nigeria must bear in mind that this is his last shot. After this, he goes into complete retirement. So he will do anything possible to make sure that he wins the election. So what I'm saying in a nutshell is that, in as much as, of course, Tinubu needs to actually, or the present administration needs to actually beef up, improve security-wise. He, of course, is one of the things he actually sworn to protect the integrity, to protect the lives and property of the citizens. You understand? But even at that, the person speaking is very, very important here. So Atiku does not even have the local standard to be condemning Tinubu for a general that for senator that was killed. During Buhari's era, generals were killed. During Buhari's era, also many people were equally killed. The question again is this: is the life of a senator more important than the life of another citizen? Why didn't Atiku come out to condemn other things that have been taking place, or other killings that have been taking place? Why the case of the senator? So what I'm saying in a nutshell is that if anybody speaks, you must consider the angle at which that person is speaking from. Thank you very much.
Yes, we have a caller. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Your name and where you're calling us from, please.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you, sir. This is Piero from Memorial.
Okay, can we have your contribution, please?
Thank you. I just want to comment about that Atiku statement. You see, Atiku, according to Mr. Smith, he has no moral justification. I mean, right to condemn this government.
Okay.
Right? Atiku was a deputy 2015 to 2019. Later left the party. Now, since then, that is in the last 4 years of Buhari, is there condemning Buhari. We heard like Senator Sani Shehu from Kaduna, that's why they are not analyzed. See, you see, anything security is not about the message, but I mean the messenger, but the message. If Atiku is telling this government, we look at not the opinion, but the fact. The fact is that there are insecurity, there are killings. So any Nigeria can come out and condemn government. So they wake up call for the government to wake up from their slumber and make sure that there are security for every citizen in Nigeria. Not about the response. I mean, they are people or anybody. So this government has failed woefully. When you talk about Buhari, Fulani man, who brought Fulani man? Is it not Tinubu Yoruba man that brought Fulani man? What are we talking about? So is it about Buhari, a demand that brought Buhari? Is it not the Tinubu who orchestrated the whole thing against Jonathan regime, make sure that there are insecurity everywhere to remove Jonathan from it? Is it not the same Tinubu who is a Yoruba man? Mr. Please, I'm a Yoruba man. But at times I look at it, Yoruba from Yoruba, I don't even know. It's a shame to you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for your contribution to that.
Well, Mr. Gbinru has been a regular caller on this program, and I really want to actually commend and appreciate him. But of course, the angle at which I'm speaking from is this: that of course, in as much as terrorism or as the case may be is a national issue, and like I said the other time, that of course Tinubu actually needs to wake up to the issue of insecurity, and that was what he actually sworn to protect integrity, life and property of the citizens. So I'm not saying that for Atiku to have made that call is wrong as a citizen. I'm just looking at it from the angle of politicking and politricking, because like I said the other time, that is his last chance. After this, he goes into retirement. So in as much as we look, Nigeria is a country divided along religious and ethnic lines. Why didn't this seem Atiku? Of course, Tinubu brought Buhari on board for political reasons. Of course, I condemn that as well. But Atiku on his own part, why didn't he come out to condemn Buhari then? He never did. Rather, what he did was now to wait patiently and start condemning Tinubu. Now that he's in the saddle. So that's just my position. I appreciate Mr. Agbero's contribution. I appreciate his submission. And I equally said that, of course, Tinubu needs to do more regarding the issue of insecurity in Nigeria. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much for that. Kenya Debayo, quickly, can we have your parting shot?
Well, my parting shot is this: let everybody do what is right. And that is my parting shot. The citizens, the government, and the leaders in particular, everybody should do what is right. Thank you very much.
Yes, many thanks for coming up on the program, Akin Adebayo.
It is a pleasure.
Yes. Yes, and with that, we've come to a wrap on today's edition of In the Papers, coming to you from iPower 102.7 FM. We want to say a very big thank you to our callers, and those who consistently tune in to listen to In the Papers on iPower 102.7 FM. Until next time, my name is Inioluwa Adekoya, and I hope this review has kept you informed of conversation making round in the papers this morning. Have a wonderful day and stay tuned to iPower 102.7 FM for endless list of entertaining and informative programs. Good morning.